Phantom has crashed really hard in this market, right? If we look at its rally up to close to its all-time high, it came within 5 cents of that all-time high, and then literally within 5 days, it halved, right? This is extreme volatility. From there, we're up 24% or 35% to the high. And I've got a very interesting video here for you because I am looking at Phantom potentially dropping down by quite a bit because of exactly where it's trading at right now. And I'm going to show you why in just a minute. But long term, the Phantom chart still looks really strong. So as usual, I want to have a nuanced discussion with you guys about exactly what's going to happen right here, what I think could happen right here on the Phantom chart. And probably the most exciting thing is you're going to see this later on in this video is that there is a target I'm seeing for Phantom. You are not going to believe Mr. Four Flies saying something like this, of $11. So let me get straight into this. Let's first start off with really understanding what's been taking place on this chart right here. You know, I mean, since the big crash that the whole market endured, because Phantom dropped down so much, I think naturally it managed to pull off a really impressive recovery. This is the same thing that I'm saying I think Bitcoin is going to do, and it sort of is doing that right now, by the way. Remember how I was saying that actually you know, this area could turn into a sideways trading range? I actually said this most clearly inside of VIP, where I made a profitable trade on Cardano just yesterday, but I ended up closing. It was a short position, and I entered that short position right around the top over here, and I closed it around the bottom over here because I was expecting altcoins to perform strongly again in the short term, purely because Bitcoin, I was expecting, you know, could end up trading in this kind of sideways range right here. Now, here's the thing with Phantom is that, again, because it dropped down by so much, it swung up really high, but the place that it's in right now is actually quite bearish in my opinion. If we look at this on the 4-hour time frame, for example, we can throw on the momentum indicators right here, and we can see that this 4-hour EMA ribbon has already rejected Phantom very clearly. Phantom is already finding resistance in this range, and it's not just on the 4-hour time frame, right? I mean, if we do switch this to the 1-hour time frame, which is a much shorter term perspective, we can see that we actually flipped above this EMA ribbon, and we might be able to find support here right now, which is very exciting if you're bullish on Phantom. God knows why you'd be bullish on anything right now in the short term though, because this market is so short for the short term. I must reiterate, long term, I think all of these things are amazing buys right now. I mean, you're basically getting 50% off from the all-time highs on like every coin, and to me, I mean, I like to make money, so, you know, I mean, I don't like to sit here and be scared of the market. I like to actually make some profits, and so long term this stuff looks amazing, but short term certainly looks bearish, right? And the thing is yes, we did manage to overcome resistance on this 1-hour time frame, but if we switch this over to the Ichimoku cloud, look at this. We haven't even hit the resistance zone on the 1-hour cloud, and if Phantom does continue trading sideways here, just because we've seen such a big drop here now, we could be looking at heavy resistance, sending Phantom a lot lower on this chart right now. And not only that, but if we take a look at exactly where Phantom has stopped trading, where it's found a little bit of resistance, we can actually draw a box right here to demonstrate what we're looking at. And this is quite clearly actually a fairly large and you know, unsurprising resistance zone for Phantom. You know, this resistance zone spanning from basically where we are right now at about $2.20 all the way up to about $2.45. We can see that Phantom originally actually set an all-time high over here and then got a big rejection off this level. And you guys know that this is what makes a resistance level important to me. If you're subscribed to the channel, you're going to know all about that because I cover this quite regularly. Make sure you are. Make sure you're hitting up the likes and subscribing if you do find this content useful. One of the key parameters that I like to consider when I'm seeing if a resistance level or support level is actually a strong or important level is, did it trigger a strong reversal? That's number one. And number two, did that reversal stick in the market for a long time? Now, Phantom is an extremely volatile coin, and so a long time in this market doesn't have to actually be that long in terms of time frames. A 7-day rejection right here, which is what we saw, or it taking 14 days to break out above this resistance level, that's certainly a fairly long time for the Phantom market. I just want to get that out there. So not only did we get a reversal that lasted a fairly long time, it also ended up dropping the market down by about 22%. So definitely a fairly important resistance level right here. Also a zone of consolidation and an area of support. Again, look at the reversal that this triggered. Market forms an all-time high at about $3.50, drops all the way down into this range with a 30% drop in 7 days. And this is the range that manages to reverse Phantom. This is very important. Phantom could have reversed down here at $3, or down here at $2.80, or down here at $2.60. But no, it reverses at $2.40. Very, very important, because when you've got a very strong trend driving lower and lower and lower, if there's one particular area that manages to support the market up, you better be paying attention to it, because it could be very important again in the future. Bam, like just like that, huge fake out right here, but again, bam, big resistance rejection here, another resistance rejection, huge area of support, and look at where we are right now. This I think is very, very important. But by the way, I just wanted to highlight to you again, when I talk about strong reversals being triggered by this level, huge 30% rally. Look at this drop down here, 16% drop. This drop down here, 50% drop. This resistance level is no joke. This is a very, very important level for Phantom, and we're in it right now. We're finding resistance in it right now. Again, we look at the 4-hour EMA ribbon, and look, it completely lines up with this level right now, offering us so much resistance in this zone. Again, we look at the 1-hour Ichimoku cloud, and again, it is completely lining up with this area. And of course, when we have multiple different unrelated indicators and tools showing us resistance in the same range, we have what's called confluence. Again, hopefully you guys are very familiar with these terms by now if you are watching this YouTube channel regularly, but if you're not, there are details to jump inside of 𝗪𝗪's VIP on screen right now. If you don't know about these things and you want to learn what real trading and real analysis looks like in this market right now. The market is so hot, and if you don't fully know how to take advantage of it, you are just pissing away, and I mean literally pissing away, good opportunities that you could otherwise be slaying the markets with, but you're unprepared for it, and what a shame that would be. I've got really good news for you though, because with this market being so hot right now, we've actually just launched, it's not even officially announced yet, we've actually just launched internally a 50% half price discount on 𝗪𝗪's VIP, which is insane, because you're getting 50% off the Bitcoin price, because we price everything in Bitcoin, and 50% off that price as well. So you're getting a huge discount, one of the biggest we've ever ran, if you want to join 𝗪𝗪's VIP right now. And all you got to do is click on the first link in the description down below, then click on the @𝗪𝗪's button, and then click on send message to ask me how to join 𝗪𝗪's VIP, and I'll give you all the updated information with our new 50% pricing, which we haven't even announced yet. So you are the first ones to know if you're watching this video. Do take advantage of that if you want to watch how I'm going to continue to be trading these markets, because I am seeing some pretty nice opportunities here. There's a particular trade that I want to take on Phantom right now as well, but I won't share details about that in this video, because again, I reserve all of those details only for VIP. However, yes, like I said, quite a bit of resistance in this range. The thing is though, is that Phantom with a longer term perspective is actually trading in quite a bullish pattern. And I want to show this to you, because what I find really impressive is that even though Phantom has been showing so much, actually quite crazy volatility, it's also, because it's been trending up so strongly, it's also got quite a few very bullish patterns on this chart. And one of the main ones that I want to draw your attention to right now is actually a symmetrical, broadly I think nearly a symmetrical triangle that looks something a little bit like this. It is a triangle of some sort, it may not be symmetrical, which looks a little bit like this, where really what we're seeing here is that if we really zoom out, Phantom actually looks to be in a trend where it's moving up, and now its price area is condensing in a very large range. And it's in a large range because it's still a small coin, right? I mean, if we take a look at Phantom in terms of its market cap, let's just take a look at this. It's position 27, but its market cap is only $5.7 billion. Now, I mean, that's still extremely large, don't get me wrong. But when we compare it to other market caps like Bitcoin right here at 675 billion, Ethereum at 300 billion, 5.7 just really isn't that large. And so I think because of that, there's just not a lot of liquidity, and it's just ranging in extreme price zones. But Phantom has done this in the past. I mean, one of the typical, if we really zoom out and we look at Phantom with a much longer term view, it's got a series of patterns here. It's so obvious when you look at it from this perspective, right? Where it's going to move up and then form some form of a continuation pattern, or again, those of you who are subscribed, you're going to know exactly what I'm about to say next, a staircase pattern with these beautiful steps before taking next legs up, bam, right there, and then another staircase step right here, allowing us to take the next leg up. And look, we're in another pattern like this right now. as we speak in this video. So very, very significant development right here, in my opinion, that, you know, Phantom has been having this characteristic, this trait for a very long time, going all the way back to March of 2020 with our coronavirus market crash, which obviously everyone is going to be remembering. Now seeing again that we've made a large macro swing up, we are consolidating, to me means that this is in a really, really good place. And crucially, it also means that if Phantom does indeed find resistance here, which is so likely, and one of the other reasons that I think it's so likely is that in the short-term trend especially, we're seeing a lot of coins just gather quite a bit of strength against Bitcoin, but they're now, you know, at resistance zones, you know, and I can illustrate this to you with Ethereum. If we take a look at how Ethereum has dropped against Bitcoin, this shows you where, you know, previously, this is where I bought Ethereum inside of VIP. You guys know, actually, I bought Ethereum way back, but my most recent buy was down here at 0.06 BTC per token, managed to rally all the way up. I sold half of my tokens here, still holding on to the other half. And the reason that I'm quite interested in this chart right now is that it's losing value against Bitcoin again. So I want to buy more Ethereum tokens. But the thing is because it's in a downtrend. You see, every time Ethereum is in a downtrend and it starts rallying back up, obviously it's finding resistance, right? We're continuously seeing that, and it's rallying back up again. I'm only using Ethereum as an example, but obviously Phantom against Bitcoin is doing the very same thing as well. Take a look at this right here. You know, it's lost quite a bit of value against Bitcoin, but it's rallying up right now, you know, and so I think that a lot of these coins could actually be in a zone where, you know, they're about to find a fair bit of resistance, and that as well, you know, as a shorter term perspective is something that is fairly worrying. Like I said, I mean, you know, the longer term chart and the shorter term chart can tell us different things, and again, it's all about being able to have a nuanced discussion. You know, a lot of people don't have this ability to be able to, you know, have nuanced discussions about what's going on and understand what different time frames are telling them, and those are the people that stay broke and keep eating their pot noodles, their ramen, because they don't want that life of caviar in Dubai. And you know what, if that's you and you don't like exercising you know, real thought and actually putting in a bit of effort, then good for you. But I quite enjoy the high life, and this is how you get it. It's by staying realistic and grounded in these markets. And this is the thing that actually I found quite shocking when I looked at the Phantom chart, is again, if from our current prices we drop down to our support level, that is a 30% drop. And this is a phenomenal area of support, by the way. Phantom wasn't here since towards the end of December, which was over a month ago now. And I mean, this area is good support. I mean, when Phantom originally came up here, it formed a little bit of a bull flag or falling wedge pattern right here. It ended right here, and then again we found support right here. So to again find support in a similar range right now would be absolutely great. And the thing is if it does manage to drop by another 30%, it's still going to be in a bullish pattern. And this is where things get really exciting. I'm going to jump ahead a few steps because I want to show you how I got to this $11 number. And then I'll come back to some of this more normal analysis for Phantom. But the thing is right here is if we measure how high this move was right here, we can actually take our ruler tool, and from the first point, from the way we measure this is we look at the first time both lines have been hit, which is on the 27th of October. The support was hit here, but the resistance was hit here. So this is the first time where the condition of both lines have been hit. This is the first day where that condition is met. So if we just trace this up, we can see that Phantom formed a 220% rally to the upside. And all we need to do really in order to forecast where this thing might break up from is, let's say we break out, let's say it's towards the end of February. I don't know when it's actually going to happen, but you know, if we do look at where this puts us, we're looking at about a 222% move. That puts us at $10.57. So not quite $11, but you know, depending on where you draw it from, obviously you're going to get closer and closer to that $11 mark. And that is what I think makes this really, really exciting, is that, you know, because Phantom has had such explosive price action and because this consolidation range is so large, if we do get a breakout, because obviously nothing is guaranteed, but if we do get a breakout, it can be very, very explosive. And that's why I wanted to put this on your radar right here. It's not all good stuff though, because like I said, there can still be a very, very big drop coming in for Phantom. The market is so volatile right now, and it is brushing up against real resistance right now. You know, the thing is Phantom has very, very large drops, and it has them very quickly sometimes. I mean, this drop from its all-time high to the low that Phantom managed to set over here was a minus 64% drop, and it happened within less than 50 days, right? So that's quite a lot to be losing. And actually Phantom did something even faster right here, where it fell by minus 47% again, in this case within 5 days. So very, very extreme price action. I'm sorry, I got to turn the camera off again. We are getting those issues creeping back in now. But this is the thing that I think is really, really exciting right now, is just taking into consideration the fact that, this coin can keep dropping and stay in a very, very bullish pattern. That's not something that we can say about coins like Bitcoin, for example. So, that definitely does make me quite optimistic for the growth of this coin. Like I said, though, still trading at resistance, which can still definitely be problematic for Phantom. But again, as it stands now, in its longer term position, none of that has been affected. I just want to take a quick look at the daily EMA ribbon. This is actually quite concerning to me. If we take a look at this, we have a fairly substantial spread on the daily EMA ribbon, and it's also providing resistance to Phantom. I really don't think that Phantom has any real chance of breaking out of this wedge right now. I'm sorry, out of this triangle right now, breaking to the upside and targeting $11. I don't think that's happening anytime soon, and it's because of the simple fact that, having one day EMA resistance on its own is very, very bearish, right? The last time we got rejected off the 1-day EMA ribbon, it triggered a huge drop to the downside for Phantom. This is common knowledge for most coins that interact with the EMA ribbons, that the 1-day time frame is extremely challenging to fight. The issue is that it also lines up with the 4-hour EMA ribbon. So again, we're getting confluence from the very same indicator, and it looks like the EMAs actually stretch between the same level, $2.33 up to $2.60. And let's see where the daily EMA ribbon is sitting at the moment, $2.36 up to $2.57. So almost exactly the same price range where we're seeing the daily and the 4-hour EMA ribbon offering resistance simultaneously. Man, that is a bad situation to be in. We've got the 1-hour Ichimoku cloud as well. I'm sure there's a 4-hour Ichimoku cloud giving us some resistance as well in this range. Let's just take a quick look at that. Yeah, it's quite far out, but it's also in the same price range between $2.50 and $2.60. So yeah, there is a lot of bearish stuff going on right now for the short midterm chart on Phantom. But again, to me, only potentially paving the way for some nicer buy areas. That's the thing that I'm seeing with the rest of the charts really across crypto, is that I am seeing a little bit of a reaction rally, and I actually think that Bitcoin needs a much stronger reaction rally. I want to see Bitcoin moving all the way up to that low $40,000 range to potentially capture a little bit of resistance in this zone right here. Now, I don't know if we're going to get that, but the simple fact is, we did predict that this consolidation range would exist for the market, but I think that if Bitcoin is able to convincingly break above this red line at $36,000, it's just going to shoot up. In the same way that it shot down, I expect it to shoot up. I don't know if we're going to do that. This is bearish consolidation at a low, right? So naturally, you would usually expect this kind of thing to break to the downside. And if it breaks to the downside, we would have to, generally use a measurement like this to say, we're going to have a roughly equal move down, and I don't even want to show you where that's going to go because that would be so bearish. But bottom line, I think that this market is due for a reversal. I've been calling for it for a while. We knew that it would probably happen at this price level. If you were subscribed, you'd know all about that. And so, if this thing does end up pushing to the upside, I think that could literally take Phantom up to all-time highs somehow. Really weird to say. It's so strange. But it does look like Phantom could be pushing those levels. But again, like I said, there's just so many altcoins across the board. Look at Cardano right here. It's at one of its most significant resistance zones that it has. Look at that massive Ichimoku cloud, but even then just managed to peak above all of resistance, dropped right back below it, and finding resistance in this range again right now, potentially before dropping down. And I want you guys to be aware of that right now in this market, because I think that a lot of people are getting quite excited, and I get it. I can understand why they're getting excited, but obviously you don't want to be one of the people that are just meaninglessly without meaning being misled in this market just because there's a lot of volatility, right? And that's why obviously I'm here trying to impart whatever knowledge I have in these markets. And you guys already know the deal, where every trade I make is being made only on Bybit. So if you want to gain access to it, you can do that by clicking on the link in the description down below. When you sign up to Bybit using that link down below, you are going to get up to $4,100 for free deposited into your account as a bonus for using my link. And like I said, we've got a massive flash sale of minus 50% off on VIP right now. The yearly package, for example, right now, the one where you get phone calls with me whenever you like, we can discuss a bunch of stuff together as we've done for many other yearly members. That is effectively at the lowest price you may ever get it, because Bitcoin has dropped in half, nearly. Actually, it is pretty much half in terms of value from its all-time high, and we've also cut the Bitcoin price in half now as well. So you are getting some of the best prices we've ever offered, and it's all available by following these steps on screen right here. So if you have enjoyed this video, and if you want to watch me trading in real time, if you want to learn how I trade from A to Z, and watch me implementing those lessons in front of you so that there's no ambiguity about how to do what I like to do, then again, the steps are on screen right here. Click on the first link in the description down below. That's going to take you to our free Telegram channel, which now actually has more than 21,000 members. So thank you guys for that support. And then click on the @4flies button at the bottom of any post inside of Telegram to click on send message and then ask me how to join. I really hope you have enjoyed this one. If you have, you know what to do. Hit up the likes, subscribe, tick the bell, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.